This is my DBMS video, chapter number 2. Today topic is subclass, superclass and inheritance. So first is this, what is subclasses? Subclasses after all, first of all, entity type is used to represent both type of entity and entity set or collection of entity of the type exists in the database. An entity type has numerous subgrouping of its entities that are meaningful and need to be represented explicitly because of their significance to database applications. For example, the entities that are number of employee entity type may be grouped further into secretary, engineer, manager, technician, salary employee, and hourly employee, so on. The set of entities in each of the latter grouping is a subset of entities that belong to the employee entity set, meaning that every entity that is a member of one of these subgrouping is also an employee. Each of these subgrouping is subclass of the employee entity type, and the employee entity type is called superclass for each of these subclasses. Okay, what it means? Member of one of these subgrouping is also an employee. Each of these subgrouping is subclass of the employee entity type, and the employee entity type is called superclass for each of these superclass. Inheritance. The type of an entity is defined by attribute it possesses and the relationship type in which it participates. Because an entity in the subclass represents the same and real world entity from the superclass, it should possess values for its specific attributes as well as values. Often its attribute as a member of the subclass. An entity that is a member of subclass inherit all the attributes of the entities as a member of the superclass. The entity also inherit all the relationship in which the superclass participate. Subclass with its own specific or local attributes. Attributes and relationship together. With all the attribute and relationship, it's inherit from the superclass. You can see this picture. Employee is of entities, and employee subclass is secretary, technician, engineer, manager. Okay, and you can see that secretary, employee. First of all, employee have an attribute: first name, initial name, last name, names, employee, number, date of birth, and address also. And subgroup is a employee are categorized in subgroup. Secretary, it is a typing speeds already, and you can say the technician grade, attributes, engineer type, and different type of engineers. Production engineer, just like software engineer, civil engineer, mechanical engineer, and etc. Manager is also subclasses. Manager manage project, you can say that project manager is handle a project, different types, and other is employee are categorized to first is hourly employee, pay scale, and salary employees. Employee are divided into two subgroup. First, hourly employee per hour and salary employees, just like a monthly salaries. Hourly employee belong to trade unions. Okay, so these are categorized and divided into subclasses. Employees is a superclass. Employee is a superclass, and this one is a subclass. Employee is a superclass, and this a secretary, technician, engineer, manager, and is subclass. Also subclasses. It is a subclass and superclass definitions and defines. After abstractions. What is abstractions? Abstraction is a simplification mechanism used to hide superfluous details. If a set object allow one to concentrate on the properties that are of interest to the application, as such faces in an abstraction of personal transportations vehicle, but does not reveal details about model, year, color, and so on. Vehicle itself is an abstraction that includes the type car, truck, and bus. There are two main abstraction mechanisms used to model information: generalization and aggregations. How to hide data? You can say that abstraction means hide the details of data, objects, just like you will say employees, secretary, technician, engineer, and so this data are hide to this. Abstraction means only hide the superfluous details of set of object. Hide the all details. Thank you. After this chapter, after this discuss generalization and aggregation in next classes. Thank you.